We're finally doing our first spooky video for the month of October, and it is going to be about the Hat Man.
The Hat Man is a ghost like entity that is seen as a shadow like person, typically wearing a trench coat and a hat, usually a fedora. He acts like a ghost and is almost always seen there just standing up. His form can simply fade until the witness no longer sees it and has no apparent reaction to people. Some people have reported bumping into this entity, which does absolutely nothing for seconds or minutes, moves around a bit, and just vanishes.
So let's get started, okay? All right, King Neptune is all about sensitivity. What this tells me is that this is actually coming from a place of loving or emotional guidance. That's what I heard. So I know we want to paint him as this devil person or whatever. Oh my gosh. Okay, cosmic knowledge card. So I said, oh my gosh, because this is like the third time I'm filming this video. Sometimes when I don't get the information that comes through, I have to like reset myself and I'm trying to film this again. But this was the first card that came up there, okay? So two things. One, this is collective knowledge. The Hat Man is collective knowledge. A lot of people know about it. He's ancient, basically. Um, Actually, what I want to tell you is that he hasn't always been the Hat Man, and he's come to people in different forms. Likely we just don't understand, okay? But it's almost like he appears there as a guide. So this is very much a guidance energy. These cards could have come up in reverse or whatever, but they didn't, you know? So this is a more positive, welcoming, sensitive, emotionally connected entity. And I'm also getting with the cosmic knowledge card here. Again, this is about wanting to guide us or give us information, possibly through our dreams. Um, okay, let me see what else. This is also like, I see him leading people. Like, I don't know why I want to say like outstretching your hand so that someone can take your hand, but it's giving the feeling of guide so far. Ace of Swords is here. Can you see how it's like coming out of the ground? Because I just wanted to say, like, I was gonna say, like, does this mean he's a spirit? All I can tell you is it looks like he's coming through with knowledge. Like, his intentions don't seem to be sinister. The card of watching your words is here. This is communication. He's trying to communicate with us. Okay. Hold on. What is he trying to communicate with us about then? Lilith, face your shadow. Here we go. Okay, so the Hat Man is a universally recognized entity that helps us almost face our shadow or our fears. And I want to say something like he's not the fear. He's a sign or a symbol for the fear, or that he is the thing that precedes the fear. Almost like if you see the Hat Man, what you really need to pay attention to is what you see next, how you feel next, or the next dream you have the next night. I don't know how that plays out because I haven't had experiences with him, but I know a lot of people have had them. So maybe comment below what your experiences have been. But it's almost like if you see him, the next thing you see is something that is relating to your fear because it's about facing your fear, but it's not giving me a threatening vibe, you know? Definitely there's a male energy here. We're predominantly male in these cards, so it's a masculine energy. It's also giving me a lot of knowledge, emotional. So, because, you know, if he was like a mean entity or whatever, then he wouldn't be coming up as sensitivity. That's like literally teaching you emotional maturity and growth, almost like getting you to face your fear. Almost like if someone had to volunteer to help humans overcome their fear, then he would be the guy, you know? He's like the mascot for that kind of thing. Um, all right, okay. I also see this as universally accepted. Okay, hold on. Yeah. The problem is we are the ones that have kind of perpetuated him being a fearful presence through our fears. Okay, so this is the sexual wisdom card, but I also see that as it's not supposed to be such a scary encounter, you know? Well, don't come in your fedora then. Just kidding. But it's not supposed to be such a scary encounter. This is like this reminds me of the strength card, really. So it's almost like, and I also see her kind of like pitting the lion, almost like it's supposed to be a companion or a guide for something. Okay, hold on. Heart chakra in reverse. So it's supposed to be a guide against the things we don't trust. Okay. So a lot of the things that we fear is really us not trusting that thing. We're unfamiliar with it. We fear the unknown. And so we fear it, even though it's not to be feared. Okay. Hold on. Queen of Swords, yeah, again, that's knowledge, information, speaking your mind, being able to say something. The Tower card, yes, that's a Tower card, but it's not like the Devil card in reverse. See, it's like breaking fear, like breaking away someone's fear. Okay. Okay, Eight of Cups, walking away. It's something unknown, okay. It's also like, I see this woman and it's giving ghost, basically. The Ace of Wands is here. I don't know why, but I just felt like I'm right about that. It is the feeling of like a spirit. Also, it's like a bedtime story. I think they're talking about the history of it. It's a bedtime story. It started from that. Okay, let me just say what's on my mind, okay? It's almost like what they're trying to tell me is that the Hat Man was a bedtime story told to kids, and then it evolved. Yeah. It wasn't left in the past. It kind of evolved into something more fearful over time, almost like it became a universally accepted sign of fear. Because what they're saying is if we had interpreted him as anything other than fear, then he wouldn't be so fearful. And here's what I have to say, okay? Because I'm thinking of sleep paralysis, and I'm sure you guys are going to have some questions about that. A lot of the times, you experience sleep paralysis not because of the entity, but because of the fear you experience around the entity. Oftentimes, the entity is just vibing, you know? Or sometimes, yes, sometimes they can say stuff that's like not, maybe not so pleasant, but it's often, okay, just from my experience and knowledge, it's often because they're trying to communicate something about themselves. So like the only time I've really experienced like scary ghosts or entities is, for example, there was a person who was not good, you know? And I saw them, it was fucking creepy. Like I saw them crouch to the ground and they were like just a shadow figure that crouched to the ground and started crawling at me. But then when I told the person about what I saw, the person validated that like, oh, this person did something like that in a very sketch or creepy way. Okay. So it's like evidence, right? So sometimes the scary stuff that spirits do is evidence to who they were or to something they're trying to communicate to you about what they were like as a person, something like that, right? So and I think that the sleep paralysis itself is not evidence. It's a result of the underlying fear because we have now interpreted him as someone scary. It's fearful when he could just literally be like a mafia guy. I mean, like of course that's kind of scary, but it's like you feel me? Like if we were to colorize him, would he be so scary? Like he's not giving me that vibe. He's also not giving me a threatening vibe. It's really like I'm just trying to tell you something. So, what is he trying to tell people? The Nine of Wands, not to be afraid, is what I heard. Okay, but also it's like, okay, hold on, let me see. Okay, I get this a lot. Okay, let me describe this as best as I can. Sometimes when I'm spiraling or overthinking, I bump my toe and then that jabs me back into reality. And then I can think clearly. And so it's almost like this has the same effect. So if sometimes I'll say it this way because this is the word coming through. If you're astral traveling, for example, in your dreams, or if you're too, for some reason, if you're out of your body or if you're like too disconnected from things, if maybe there's something you need to pay attention to, he appears almost like to give you a fright because then you're going to be a little bit more alert. And then whatever is in your mind or whatever you're dealing with, you're going to be able to face it more, you know? Ace of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles in reverse. Part of his story originates from religious stuff. You know how, like, okay, for example, Lilith is the best card I can describe to this. And obviously, like, you're whatever, you believe whatever you believe, right? But Lilith, Adam's first wife, right? All she did was, like, I don't want to be subservient to Adam. Whatever, okay, I'm just talking in terms of examples. Don't come for me. But basically, she was kind of demonized as like, oh, she's evil and whatever for what she did, when the only thing she did was to say no, right? And it's looking like the same thing as an example they give for the Hat Man. Almost like because we used to live in a society, or we still kind of do, where people used religion to strike fear in people, especially fear of the unknown. He was seen as something fearful. And I see drawings for this. I don't know why. I see something in someone's hand. So I definitely see something like drawings, you know? So there must be something that, you know, where this started from, like drawings or like people doing that, and then it starts to spread. Don't get me wrong, he does appear in multiple people's dreams. It's not just like one person made it up. He does appear in multiple people's dreams, but the interpretation of him, instead of it being neutral, becomes bad because you have an underlying fear that he's supposed to be bad or scary because of paranormal, whatever, you know? And so you assume he's bad because of what he looks like, because you can't see his face or whatever, you know, however it is you see him, you assume that he's like terrible, but he's not. He's trying to tell you shit. So I don't know. The next time he appears in your dreams, if he ever does, I would just be like, what's up, Hat Man? What do you want to tell me? And let me know, you know? So yeah, comment below. And here's the thing, here's a funny little tidbit. If you don't want spirits to appear to you in a scary way, or if you don't want them to be like, to do anything to scare you, you can tell them. I literally just have conversations with them where I'm like, Spirit, I want to experience you, but like, don't fucking scare me. Thank you, you know? Like, I'm not disrespectful or anything, but I treat them like my friends. Like, can you like show me a little something to know that you're there? But like, can you like not make it too scary and whatever? And I always feel like someone's sitting behind me whenever I'm sitting on my bed. It's like, it's the weirdest feeling. But yeah, you can always control your boundaries as to like what they show you. The end of a cycle. I do feel that he has some dark, like this is light and dark, right? But light and dark does not mean bad. Like, since when did darkness mean evil or hell? You know, like it's just the absence of light, but it doesn't mean it's bad. It's just darkness. And shadow doesn't have to be so bad, basically, for lack of a better explanation. And it feels like there's an end of a cycle. So again, it's almost like maybe he wakes you up for the right time even. So for some of you, it's definitely the case. It's like, what if you had like something that was about to catch on fire, right? You might see, oh my gosh, my ear started ringing. So I'll take that as confirmation. Like, you'll see him, but it's because if he gives you a fright, you wake up, and then now you're more alert to do something else, okay? Transformation is here, right? So it doesn't feel like anything bad. Bravery, see? Okay? I do feel that some of you will see him right before something big happens. Okay? He's the herald of a transformative period of your life. Like, if you're about to make a big change, there's something huge that's about to happen in your life, like a major event in your plot line, basically, it's like if you see him, it's like, oh, yeah, something's coming. I don't know what it is, but he's trying to tell me some stuff. And it's not at all to hurt you or make you feel scared. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing. What other urban legends do you want me to do readings on? Have you seen the Hat Man? And what do you think of him? Is he hot? Is he tall enough for you? I'm kidding, just joking. Um, but also, like, what else do you want me to do a reading on? Whether that's spirits, spirits. Oh shit, I just said that accidentally. So I guess we're doing readings on past people, historical people, whatever you want me to do a reading on. Pick a cards, celebrities, everything else. Just comment below, and we'll go along with the flow. I'm still trying to get back into the routine of doing these readings, but it's been a really fun time. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Okay, bye.